Hello, welcome to a very quick session on how to create a buttonhole. What I've got as my starter is I've got a rose. Botanical name is Rosa, and if you did a floristry course you would learn the botanical names of flowers and foliage and plants as part of your course. So with my Rosa, you can see I've cut the stem and I've cut it here at a 45-degree angle. The reason I've done that is it looks far nicer when I wire it. So, piece of wire, and I'm going to put that inside of my stem, okay, which is called internal wiring, where it's going inside of the stem. I'm pushing it in so I can't see it coming out here, but I can feel that it's quite secure, it's not going to come out. With that, this 45-degree angle here ensures it graduates down. It's not like a step that it looks quite ugly. So it graduates down, and what I'm going to do, just in case, if that stem were to fall out, that wire were to fall out, obviously I would be left in a bit of a mess wearing a buttonhole that's falling apart. So I'm going to take a thinner piece of wire and I'm going to put it through the centre there, giving me a cross wire, okay, the shape of a cross. And I'm going to pull that down. And that just means if any of my wire comes apart, which it shouldn't do, then I've got a bit of extra support there just to secure it. To cover that, make it look more attractive and more like a stem, I'm going to cover it in Stemtex. This is the tape we use in floristry, which is quite stretchy, it's waterproof, and it gives you that idea, when I'm twisting it, gives me that idea that it's no longer a piece of wire, it has become my stem. It's nice and flexible because it's on the wire, and this here also hides any of my mechanics, any of my wires, and it also forms a protective layer there. So any moisture or sap that might have come out of that rose stem is protected. It's going to be enclosed within this tape, which means our outfit isn't going to be damaged. There's no harm going to be done or no stains made. So that's my Rosa. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to put a bit of foliage on there, and I'm going to use an ivy leaf. Again, in floristry we would call this its botanical name, which is a heterohelix. For this, I'm going to get a thin piece of wire, and I'm going to decide which is the back of my flower and foliage and find that central vein. And I'm going to go from the back, stitch through to the front and through to the back again, giving me a stitch there which goes just up through that front of the flower. I'm then going to pull it down into a loop shape, which gives us the name loop stitch. And I'm going to wrap one of my wires around the second wire and the stem, making it really secure, and then I'm going to cut the stem off. I'm cutting the stem off because it's quite bulky. I don't want any bulk in there, and also I can't bend it, whereas I've got the wire there which, as with the rose, has become my stem, and it's going to give me that flexibility. Again, it's protecting from any sap, any moisture, and there it is. So because it's wired, I can move it wherever I want it to go. I've got that flexibility, I can put it wherever I want it. I've got a few I've done earlier, it's a Blue Peter moment, and I'm going to join those together now. So I'm just going to place them around my rose. And again, because they're wired, I can move them. And I'm going to tape that really, really securely. You could wire it as well beforehand, but I'm going for less bulk. And I'm going to cut those bits off. Again, I'm graduating them down, so I haven't got a big step going down there. It goes in quite nicely, graduates into the shape, and gives me that stem effect. So from the back, I'm not seeing anything ugly. I'm not seeing any of my mechanics or my wires. From my front, I've got my leaf on it. So a very quick session on how to do a buttonhole. Thank you for listening. Bye bye.